Hey, this is Amy with Momma-Builds. Come build with me. So today I am building in my bikini bottom and I decided to build my second arcade. Now, when I looked up arcades of Bikini Bottom, there was a Rusty Barrel arcade, which I did a couple weeks ago. It's a two-part, and this one I did the same way. I built half of it, and then I was gonna do a tutorial, and I did just that. I started my video, I was completing it. I got to about, I don't know, pretty much the end of building the main bucket structure, and I pushed the wrong button and got rid of my video. So here we are. It's a little more completed than I wanted, but it is not 100% complete. So let me take you on a little tour. I'll tell you how I made this crazy bucket arcade in Bikini Bottom so you can build one if you want to, and then we'll finish up some of the inside together. So I used the dark prismarine because I felt like it best matched the color in my Google picture of this particular arcade in Bikini Bottom. So I chose that, and then I did red because it has a red bucket handle, and it comes out, comes down like a little staircase, and then I just wrap it around the building all the way to the other side where it meets back up. So just I had to look back and forth from either side to make sure I was doing this side the same as the other. It wasn't too difficult. Now, once I got done making my bucket, I decided to make these little netherite wrapped porthole windows. There's really no rhyme or reason to why I chose what I chose. I basically just picked different places and added some windows. I may add a couple on the back wall there. I just haven't yet. We'll see how it goes. So it was pretty easy. If you'd like to know the size, I did 8 straight blocks of the prismarine, and then I did 6 diagonal. So 8 straight, 6 diagonal, 8 straight, and 6 diagonal. I want to tell you something. When I say straight, I mean obviously right in a line. When I go to diagonal, I go like this. Um, it's the diagonal where they're touching corner to corner. And then when I go to straight again, I don't just go off like that. You have to come down one to start the next straight row. So just to clarify, so that if anybody who watches my tutorials, and I've already done the base to kind of shorten the tutorial time so I don't have to do 2 or 3 parts, that's what I mean when I say straight and diagonal. So it's 8 straight, 6 diagonal. Then I come up 6 blocks. I come out and up one for another 6 blocks for the second floor. And then the same thing, I guess I could go over here where you can see it better. Out and one for another 6 blocks because I wanted to give it that bucket tapered look, like it's skinnier down at the bottom, gets wider at the top, gives it more of a realistic bucket type look. Then the top, I decided to do a little perimeter block and then finish it off with the glass block so that more light could get into that third floor. And then, of course, it's a coin bucket, right? Because it's an arcade. So these are my little coins. I just made like little pyramids and little stacks so that from down below it looks like it's coins sticking out of the bucket. So that's like that, right? So it just looks like little coins sticking out. So I will tell you, the hardest part is probably these signs. So there's like a curved red arrow that says fun, and then there's supposed to be another red sign that's a square that the curved fun arrow is like pointing to that says arcade. And there was no way I was going to be able to make a sign big enough that didn't look just ridiculous to actually spell out the letters in Minecraft blocks of arcade. So I just stuck with A. So we have an A for arcade. However, if you look up this particular arcade in Bikini Bottom, like I said, there are two. I built the other one already. This is my second arcade. It's a red square sign with like these little lit up um, lights all the way around it. And then there's even some lit up lights around the curved red arrow as well that says fun. But I figured that if I could get the lights up, the best way possible was going to be the frog lights. So I used the frog lights and then I decorated them with the buttons to kind of give it the look of the sign that the Bikini Bottom image had. So I went ahead and I did that around the red arrow as well. I added a few of the what are they called, torches, so that it would also give off some light in the dark, that both signs were lit up. So I mean that's really it. It's a simple bucket shape, 8 by 6, 8 straight, 6 curved. I used oak to fill in for the different floors, and I feel like the bucket itself looks pretty good. I like the coins. I really love the bucket handle. The signs, sorry, my stupid PS4 Minecraft is super ridiculously glitchy and it just pauses like that for no reason. So I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do until Minecraft updates again and hopefully deals with all the glitchy issues that I've been having. So, anyways, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's go ahead and we're going to finish off the inside. If you have any questions or any issues when building your own bucket arcade in your own Bikini Bottom, let me know. I will help answer any questions that you might possibly have. So let's go ahead and go in and talk about the inside. So as you can see, I used oak for the floor. Um, every 6 blocks, I filled in oak for another floor. I decided to just put in a little bit of a staircase right here. This is the second floor. I really don't think I'm going to add a whole lot more windows. I really feel like there wasn't a lot of windows in the picture. This is probably more windows than it actually has. So we're just going to stick with what I've got. What I do need to do is find out how am I going to get from the second floor to the third floor. This was like a really easy, obvious place on the first floor to come up with stairs. There was no window. But then, like, okay, well, that's great. How do we do that for the third floor? So let's go ahead and get our oak, just in case I need it, some oak stairs. And we're going to decide where we're going to put this second staircase. Now, kind of an obvious place would be on one of these side areas where there's a window, but I really don't want to get rid of the windows that I have. I'd like to keep them. So maybe we'll come over here and kind of skip this window and come like right here, have the stairs start like right along here, and then come out and come up this way. So you'll know what I mean here in a second. So I'm going to start it right here so we don't cover the window. You can still see it. And we'll come up a couple, and then maybe we'll do like a little, you know what, we'll do one more. We'll do one more and then we'll do a landing, which means that we're going to need to create some space. Let's see, that's nice because that kind of brings in some light. So we'll go up to here, and then honestly, I might be able to get away with not having to do a landing and head that direction. I might be able to just do it right here. I think that's going to work out. Yay! Okay, good enough. I'm okay with that. It's not, it's not tons of space, but it's enough. And I'm not covering my window, which was the biggest thing I didn't want to do. So that's fine. I'm happy with how that worked out. So let's go ahead and take our prismarine, what is it? Prismarine. I don't know why I don't like saying that word, but I don't. And just line that and fill this in so nobody falls off and dies. That would be great. Okay, so like I said, the windows that I already have up here are going to just be good enough. And because it has the skylight roofing, it's nice and light and bright, and I think will work out just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a bunch of torches for no reason, apparently. I just thought I'd start building torches because that's fun, I'm going to come off this wall right here, and I'm going to create like a little um, food court area up here. Like this is when you want to take a break from your gaming and messing around. You can come over here and you can have a little. That is not what I wanted. That is what I wanted. Okay. Yeah, so right, so like the employees can come in and out, but people don't feel like they can just come over and do whatever they want. All right, so let's go ahead and get some kitchen-y stuff so that it will look like a little food court, and then we'll add a couple of tables and chairs. So I'm just gonna do some standard um, barrels, some furnace for like ovens, stovetops. We'll do a cauldron for a sink, and then a tripwire for the faucet. And we're gonna build ourselves a little kitchen area. And storage area where they can make food for patrons. And it's getting dark already. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, there we go. And maybe I'm gonna give it a little more storage. I'm gonna fill it in with that. I like that. All right, I'm going to, like, so they can like cook patties or whatever it is they're doing, and then a place where they can do dishes, because doing dishes is so much fun. I'm kidding, by the way. Obviously, I don't think most people like to do dishes. I do a lot of them, so it really doesn't bother me, but you know, whatever. I don't know why, but I'm feeling like I need some structure. So I'm going to build some structure just for fun. I might put up, it's not really what I wanted. So it feels like it's separate and special. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go down and get some anvils. So there's going to be some like stool, bar type seating. And then I think I'm going to use the stools for chairs for a table. So I'm going to go ahead and just set out some of these guys. I like that. Need to decide on a table color. Let's do spruce. And we are going to put some tables. So these are going to be the tables. How far did I go? I don't know if that's really going to work out super great. But let's see. So I'm going to do just like 2 people per table. I think that seems okay. Alright, so there we have some tables, some seating. We're going to give them a little bit of light. Alright, so there you go. This is what I did before in the other arcade. I chose different colors of stairs. So we have a mangrove and a cherry, white. We'll do a yellow. We'll do the orangish color. And then I went and I chose, well, that's not one of the ones that I chose. And I chose the blocks. Come on. The planks to go with them. So where's the yellow one? Oh my gosh, you guys. Now I'm going to do white. And I need a cherry and a mangrove. So I'm going to do cherry and then I'll add the mangrove later. So this is basically what I did is I decided where I wanted to put machines and I'm just going to do some random machines over here. And then I'm going to do these ones up against the wall, I think. We're going to just do on the back of this guy, on the back of this guy. We'll put one right here. White. Pink. And I want to stress to you, like, I don't want it to be all exactly the same. The whole point of this is to make it look like there's just different machines, different games. And then I'm going to come back. Whoops. We're going to go get some of that mangrove block. I'm going to add some mangrove block to this guy over at this end. Just because I want it kind of random. Alright, and then I'm going to take the stairs and I'm going to do the stairs upside down so it kind of looks like, you know, those vintage old games where you walk up, the screen would be right there, your little controllers would be right here. They have kind of like this hood unit over it. So it looks like a vintage game to me. So that is kind of the look that I am going for. And I'm sorry, it glitched, so I got to just wait until it's ready to let me relinquish control back. All right. So basically that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to just place upside down stairs. I'm going to coordinate the colors. You don't have to do that. You can use random colors if you so choose. Um, I like to make it look like one unit by utilizing the same color stair as the base block. But you can do it a completely different way. You can choose different colors by all means. You know what I mean? Like you do what you think looks best for your arcade and your Bikini Bottom. This is just what I like to do. And this is what I did for my Bikini Bottom arcade with the in the Rusty Barrel over on the other side of my Bikini Bottom. So is there a guy up there? Okay, no, it's just my prank palace. Okay. Alright, so now let's do some orange. Orange. I get told at my house that I don't say that word right. And quite frankly, I think I say it just fine. But so, hey, if you have not liked and subscribed, please do. Please consider subscribing. It really helps the algorithm. It helps my channel. I'm a family-friendly channel. I just like to inspire people to build in Minecraft and have fun. So by all means, please subscribe and enjoy watching videos and getting inspiration and ideas for things to do in Minecraft. Alright, so there's a couple, that's like a little game, bank of games. Does everybody have a hood unit? Yes, I think everybody does. All right, so these would be the individual games, right, that people come and they put their coins in and play their games. This is like a little eating area. One of the things that I would kind of like to do for the eating area is put up some signs. Where are you, signs? In just different colors. Holy crap. You know, it never ceases to just scare the wits out of me every time You can come back and like put stuff, but this is just like menu items, prices, things of that nature. I'm not going to fill it out now, but that's something that you totally can do and that I will do just later. I just don't want to take time in this tutorial to do it now. Yep, okay. So, different things. Another idea of something I've done before besides putting up signs with like menu items and stuff like that and prices is also to use the banners just because it looks kind of fun. Is that the cyan? Yes, it is. And then we'll do pink. I'm just gonna kind of stick with the colors that I'm kind of doing. All right. So this can also be like item. I mean, you can go in with your little machine and like make designs or whatever for them. But just kind of like maybe it's posters, maybe it's menu items. I don't know. But I just like it because it just creates a little look like there's something going on. You know what I mean? Like there's something. Right? I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do the same thing. Just adds a little color. Like there's game posters or something. You know what I mean? Just like something to look at. You can also go and do paintings. Like that's also another option. So I kind of like this floor. I like that there's room to walk around, there's places to sit, and then there's different banks of games. Um, I like that a lot. So basically, I would do the same thing over here where I would just take my blocks and start making different games all along. I'm not going to do any more today for the interest of time, but you see what I did upstairs? You can make bathrooms, you can make another like table and sitting area. Um, you could really do whatever you wanted. You could do like a dance area if you wanted to do that. Like there's all kinds of things you could add to make this Bikini Bottom arcade just really shine and be super cool. So one of the things that I would do down here is I'm gonna get my prismarine. I have to think really hard to say that word. Can I find it? Where is it? Where are you? There you are. I would definitely at the very beginning here kind of like make a place where somebody could come and work and they're like the cashier or whatever, right? And it's somewhere where you can come and get like your coins and whatnot. So I'm going to put a gate right there. I'm going to put a cash register right here for people who need the use of that. You could even go up and make it feel a little more like this. And you could take some of those signs that we did earlier and you could talk about like how much it costs per game or just different things like that to help it be more detailed, look more like a real arcade. So like, I'm gonna do and like I said, I'm not gonna do it today, but that's something I'm totally gonna come back and do. Just to help it feel a little more official, a little more real. So like here's like I said, the cashier station. When you come in, you can see the prices, things like that. Another thing that you could do is when you come to an arcade, usually need like a bank of machines that you can convert your money into or get a card that you can use on the machines or something like that. So let's do that right here. Let's fill in this staircase. Make it a little safer for your people. That could become a storage closet like under the stairs. And let's do a couple of banks of, what did I think that was tough, right? Yeah, it was polished tough. So let's throw it out because that's helpful. And then we're gonna, so this is like the chiseled tough. Where's the polished? Where's the regular tough? Right here. Okay, so I'm gonna use my tough here and I'm gonna make three like coin machines that will give, or token machines, whatever you want to call it. Those are gonna be my conversion machines that people can come and like get their tokens converted. Right? So, use banners, use signs, use the blocks with upside down stairs, make some seating areas. It really, like, there's a lot of different things that you could do. So, with that, you guys, I think we're going to call this good. So, let's turn it to daytime so I can end the video. Something that I really like to do, I made sure and just go dump this banner real quick. I really like to have like the shrub and the little slab to kind of finish off the building. Some things I really like about this building, I like the prismarine. I think it looks really close to the actual bucket color. I love the fun sign. I wish I could make the arcade big enough, the arcade sign big enough to actually write the whole word arcade, but A will do for now. One of my other favorite things is the bucket handle. I think the bucket shape turned out pretty good. I think overall I really do like it. I'm excited to go back in there and finish making some different um, games and seating areas and some other things to fill in that first and second level. So you guys please like, subscribe, let me know what you're liking, let me know what you want to see more of, and feel free to make requests. Just a couple days ago, I finished a request for a really large and difficult suburban house, but I went and I counted blocks and I found out how I made it because I had made it a couple years ago, and I rebuilt it and did videos showing how I built it. So if you're interested in knowing how I built anything that I tour, but I don't have a tutorial for it, let me know and I can make a tutorial. So you guys like, subscribe, have a great day, and keep building.